travel the country and talking about caregiving, what do you see are the most important issues?
The thing that I've learned, if it's a large urban area, if it's a rural area, I did a series of rural conferences, driving around Iowa and Wisconsin and Arkansas, and I realized that the difference between, I guess you call it successful caregiving or not, is staying involved, being connected. Make sure that you don't isolate yourself. Isolation is
So
the
the
killer.
caregiver doesn't isolate themselves.
Caregiver doesn't isolate themselves.
Right.
Get involved with other family caregivers. We have a section at the event where we're in the audience getting answers and questions and answers from a panel.
And how do you do that? How do you not be isolated? I mean, who do you go to for help in Chicago, for instance?
Well, Chicago is wonderful. You have the Alzheimer's Association. You have, a lot of great support here. You have ElderWorks is here. You have the Area Agency on Aging. So, but that's a really good point. We hosted an event in Philly, downtown Philly. We had Della Reese with us. Had 400 plus caregivers there. It was just an incredible day, and caregivers were making private relations with one another. The caregiver who was caring for 6 people in her community got up and started talking, and somebody 10 tables over said, "I know that community, I'm going to help you." And then the next year they were sitting together and talked about how they were working together, which helped their own stress. So it's, for me, the issue is very simple, that you need to be open to asking questions.
And ask for help.
And ask for help. And learn to ask for help. But also spend time with other family caregivers. That's really where the expertise is. Every single caregiver has a piece of the puzzle that another caregiver is looking for. This caregiver learned how to get dad to eat, and this caregiver learned how to get her mother to stop driving, and we have to learn to spend time with one another. We have to learn to, again, not isolate, and we have to learn to, and sometimes, sure, it may have to be online as opposed to in person, but I think that every time a caregiver has an opportunity to spend time and learn from other caregivers, that's really where the
And it can be
wisdom
simple
is.
things, that there's somehow comfort in hearing that other people have parents who can't hear very well and blast the worst show in the world really loudly, and where you're supposed to go at that time. It's just things like that somehow it makes you laugh when you hear it happening to somebody else, but it can be so draining when you feel isolated. Right?
Well, we've had people walk into the conferences, and a gentleman walked into one event and he really looked mad. He said his wife's doctor told him he had to go to this thing, and he didn't understand why. No one can help him, and we had a few hundred caregivers in the audience. By the end of that morning session, he was crying. He said, "I thought I was the only one going through this. I thought I was isolated. I thought nobody understood." The mere fact that he was in a room of people who got what he's going through, he didn't get all his questions answered, but he made connections with the area agency, made connections with the Alzheimer's Association. He realized that he wasn't alone, and that was his comment at the end of the event, at the end of that particular event. I can't believe I'm in a room of people who get it.